Okay, so update. Dateline. Post Canadian Nationals. I look like I haven't shaved for a couple days because I haven't. Emily looks like she won top 8 at a Canadian National event because she did. Aiden is sassy as ever because he is. And Amber is beautiful as always. Amber looks like she got a good night's sleep, got well rested, got to work out this morning and shower. Look at her. She looks like $1 million. Can I borrow some? All right. So this is, I don't know if this is going to be split in 2 videos or if we're doing like a whole thing with this, but we're going to continue answering Malcolm's questions that we've answered earlier. We've got a few more left to go, and we're on the way back from Canadian Nationals. So this on-the-road question-answer period continues, as it were. So we now hit the title character questions he has for us. First one, best and worst title character, and why? Man, I have to say the best one is... what's the one I probably got? You know what? Okay, everybody's gonna disagree with me, and I don't care. I like Harley Quinn. I think she's really good.
I was expecting
not disagreeing.
Okay, fair enough. I do think the absolute worst one, and this is not on quality of character, or wow, it's a little bumpier this time around.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's 417's fault. The highway we're on, by the way. The worst, actually, I want to like the Joker more than I do. But, you know, no, but he's not even the worst. I think the worst, just on pure disinterest, is Loki. Like, I haven't wanted to build a team with the title character Loki, so, yeah, Loki's going to be my answer on that one. Eden?
Okay, given the fact that I have practiced with a lot of title characters in the last couple of days.
By a lot, you mean one.
By one.
Multiple
just
times.
Multiple times.
Aiden has pulled 3 Batgirls and the set's not even out yet.
Oh, just like, and it's worse because I think she's only second to like the 4 Harley Quinn title characters. I'm agreeing with Jason on both of those. Only because I've actually used Harley and I've gotten to quote unquote know her. Batgirl's fun. I did use in the Battle Royale today the Batman title character, and he was okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go with like Loki because I actually haven't used him, and it was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get another one of these. So just because of that, I mean, if it was in terms of playing, it would be like there'd be a couple other ones because I've actually used Deadpool, and he was okay.
All right, Amber.
I think best for me, I'm gonna go with Magneto. At this point,
Oh god, we forgot Charles.
Oh yeah, Charles is the worst.
Oh fuck, that person. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Sorry, Amber. We're hijacking your answer.
Okay.
But sorry, Magneto's your favorite.
Yes. I was actually gonna go with Loki too, just because I've never seen anyone play him, and nobody talks about him to the point where it's like I'm looking back. It was like, well, what were all the title characters? Oh yeah, there was a Thor and Loki that nobody ever used.
Oh, I used the Thor. I used the Thor to great effect, especially with that common Captain America from that set. Oh man, but you know, I have to go back and say, yeah, that Professor X is bad. Emily?
I'm sticking with the Harley. I agree with you on the Harley, and yeah, same thing for Loki, because yeah, you don't see him pull off.
All right, everybody's disinterest in Loki has made him the worst. It's, you know, there's been times where I've considered using him, I just haven't brought myself to do it because anyway. The best and worst looking title characters. Well, that's definitely not as far as characters are concerned. That Loki looks snazzy. He looks sharp as F. The worst looking, I would have to, you know what? They've all been very exciting, but Doctor Strange just kinda for me. But I haven't seen the Batman title character yet, so I might be wrong on that one. Because that's...
It's Batman all in black.
Okay, then the Batman. Batman, we've had that kind of, like, Batman's only posable so many different ways.
Yeah.
Alright, so best looking. You know what? The Deadpool one is just so cool. Like, it's everything about Deadpool. It looks great where he's stepping on a Heroclix board. I love it. Deadpool. Aiden.
Okay, looking one, I think it's the Joker, because he's just kind of, I think he's just standing there.
Yeah, that's fair. He's
not
really just a
doing
Joker in a trench
dynamic.
coat.
So, I mean, even the Doctor Strange one, he's got the axe and he's flying and he's kind of neat looking. In terms of the best one, the Deadpool one, I think because he was the first one and he was really kind of like, oh my gosh, and they did a really good job. He's really nice. I'm gonna go with Batgirl because it is such an awesome representation of how she looked in the show. They did a really good job with that one. So I'm gonna go with the Batgirl.
All right, Amber. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I keeping you awake? Yeah,
Yeah, we're all quite tired.
we're exhausted,
It's
but
8:30 at night, and we've been up probably.
you know, I kind of want to take people through our Tim Hortons stop too.
Oh, sure does. Could be, yeah.
So I think best looking. I'm agreeing with you guys with Deadpool. I think the thing that really gets me with Deadpool is that he's on top of. Not only is he on top of the Heroclix board, but he has miniature versions of figures that are in that Deadpool set.
Yeah.
So it's not just like generic blobs or meeples on the board. It's legitimate figures that they had to scale down to make part of that figure. But then I also do agree with Aiden that the Batgirl looks fantastic. Just the way that she's actually like swinging in rather than like she's not flying out or anything. Like she's swinging in, and that I think that looks really cool. That being said, for the worst ones, I'm actually gonna go with the Star Trek title characters because they look nothing like they just look like all the other, like, okay, the one of the Romulan girl that's sitting on a throne.
Yeah.
Okay, she looks pretty cool.
Okay.
But like Kirk just looks like Kirk. Like he looks like all the other Kirks and I think it's the Klingon one that just looks like the other Klingon.
I can get behind the Klingon one just looking like a generic Klingon.
Yeah.
All right. Emily?
Yeah, definitely Deadpool for best. That's
Yeah.
just, it's brilliant looking. It's different. And I'm gonna go with Joker for least.
Yeah, he's pretty boring.
Yeah, pretty boring.
All right. Now, that's not to say these are bad looking figures and I can make them better. It's just, this is how we
Our
think.
opinions.
All right. Advice on how to make and play a title character. Okay, you're not going to make a title character, so let's get these. But I'm guessing you're talking about make a team with a title character and use a title character. When it comes to title characters, I think the best way to approach them is to make effective use of their top 2 abilities and then look at the bottom ability or the super ultimate ability as the cherry on top of your liquid ice cream awesome. I don't know why your ice cream is liquid, just whatever. But yeah. I mean, it's a liquid that's frozen.
It's frozen.
Yeah, there's gonna be a chemistry conversation in the comments now.
Please don't make less. Gonna tangent right off of that one.
Wah, wah, wah. No, but the fact of the matter is, if you plan on those 2, plan around those abilities, and then anything at the back end or the bottom end, it's just going to be even. But like the prime example is the title Thor is a really good character, and his +1 is amazing. The ability to attack twice in a turn with like 12 attack, 4 damage. Oof. What era Heroclix am I playing? But 12 attack, 4 damage twice is great. I think it's 12. I might be 11. Either way, that's fine. Or the ability to give -2 after having made an attack with the guy. Like, I think he has hypersonic. So you hypersonic up, make an attack, then you hit the -2, and then you bring the Captain America with Flurry Charge and the Asgardian keyword, and now your opponent is dealing with that problem. So I think that is the way to build around them, and then plan for the late ability as a bonus, or you plan for the late ability and make sure you can get there. Are the 2 best ways to look at it. Because like I built teams with Title Harley that relied on her mounting up the tokens until hitting the ability and then rolling that die and seeing what happens. But you had to build in order to be able to safely get to that. So those are my 2 thoughts on that. Aiden?
Well, I think the first one is...
Sorry about the bouncing of the camera again. We're tired.
We're tired and the road is bumpy. It's made of lava.
That's the floor. My feet are very warm.
I know. I think in terms of building and using a title character correctly, first of all, read it. Which is something that, oh, hey, I've got a title character. You should really be, like, it always catches me that if I do that +1 plot point activation and I don't make an attack, it's like, well, I'm taking damage. And I forget that. So to remember that in that scenario, and I guess just make sure you've planned, you don't want to necessarily plan on it dying, but there are certain ones out there that they're going to get smoked, probably fairly easy, and the negative effect, you know, like everybody gets a +1 to attack, or everybody gets a +1 to their defense, or whatever that happens if your title character is KO'd. So you should probably plan to make sure you have something to keep that thing alive.
Sorry, I gotta go back to that worst looking title character, guys. We miss Wasp. She's just giant girl.
Fair.
No. I think we shouldn't take that into consideration, because that's just simply sculpt reuse. And they probably went with, I would hope that their idea was going with Wasp first and then Giant Girl as the uncommon version or whatever.
I would argue, though, that they should be punished for not making something special for a title character.
Oh, no, I'm not arguing with you on that one. But it's like,
and
okay.
Their punishment is worse looking.
Okay, we'll give them that.
All right, Amber.
So my funny answer is going to be, when you're building a title character team in Sealed, don't pull 2 title characters.
No, dear God, no.
That's good Sealed advice, Amber. Don't pull things in your pack. You heard it here first, guys.
But I think one of the things is good, like Aiden was saying, with the damage that they're going to take, either build around where you can kind of work with that. Like with the title Magneto, he really likes the ex-student that can heal. Because then you're spending 25 points for Magneto to have a little bit of a buddy there. I mean, there may be cheaper healers now, I'm not sure. But if you're building an X-Men team with the title Magneto, that ex-student really likes to hang out with Magneto. But then on that same note, like Magneto's minus ability, like when he dies, his KO thing, is that you get -1 action from your action total. But if you already have leadership, then you're kind of evening out. Like it's not really a problem. So it's more or less just looking at the abilities of what they're going to do, and whether or not you can handle not making attack. Like if it's a character that you don't care that they don't make attacks, and that, and if they're going to take the damage, that you can handle that they're taking the damage, and heal them back up if you have a healer, sort of thing. It's all about hitting the right points in team building. But then again, I should not be the one giving team building advice. So,
Emily, the best in the car at team building.
Well, for me, in competitive, I wouldn't, because of the negative effect of it, I generally don't think of the title characters other than putting, like, Harley on her ID card. So for me, it's more of an ID build than a main force build.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you heard it here first, guys. Don't pull things in your packs and Sealed.
No, don't pull 2 title characters.
That's what I said. Don't pull things in your pack.
Okay.
If you can tell WizKids how to improve title characters, what would it be? Don't sculpt reuse on them. You were on a good streak. You're on a good streak again with Batman, but stop. Don't. No, but seriously, up the points, tone down the negatives. Because honestly, I want to play these guys more often, but I don't want to look at them as a big possible hindrance to my team. So, yeah, that's my advice on them. Aiden?
Well, really, honestly, it's more of a reaction to Amber's problem of don't put 2 of them in a set.
And stop giving them to Aiden.
Just stop, please, dear God, I don't need one. I'm actually, I want to go on record. I want Amber to come to our release on Saturday, and I want her to pull the Batman and Batgirl. I want that to happen. Dear God, please let that happen. So this is where we want things to be pulled in your packs. I don't, now here's the problem for me. I don't know I know that they're based on, what is it, the Landwalker or something like that from Planeswalker, thank you, from Magic. So I don't know if there's like a negative connotation in that card or anything like that.
The tokens are their life.
Okay, so I guess I can't really comment on how to make something better that I don't understand where it came from to begin with. Again, probably make them unique. Maybe?
Well, they kind of are in the sense that you can only have one title character on your team.
I know, but I mean, I don't know. I'm passing.
Amber?
Aiden's just talking.
In my day,
Aiden's also passing a truck.
In my day, we didn't have title characters.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if we need to be having... Like, it's great to have as many title characters, but when you can only have one on your team, do we really need more than one in a set?
Fair. Emily?
Yeah, I think the negative effect prevents me from wanting to play them so much, so maybe a limitation on that, you know, like if he dies, it's until your next turn, or the next 3 turns, or something to just to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'd pay a couple more points for these guys. If you could tone that down a little, just take it down a notch. Because, oh, geez, that was like full barrel chest of Jason mode there. Apologize for that. All right. Next up, which comic book and or other character, Star Trek, would you like to become title characters, and what would you like them to do as title... Oh, geez, this is like a game design question.
Oh.
Okay. Who would I want as a title character? You know what? Let's go wacky. And let's look at Star Trek The Next Generation. And let's talk Locutus of the Borg. I think that could be a very interesting title character. I think it's Locutus of the Borg. It's Captain Picard when he's assimilated by the Borg.
I was going to go with the Prime for that one, to be honest with you.
That just made, like, a 15-year-old joke so much funnier. Sorry, continue.
Amber's going to have to tell me about the joke.
Yeah.
All right, I understand everything else, but what about the Ferengi and the gorilla suit?
Oh, dear God. Okay, let's get back on topic here.
So what would Locutus of the Borg do? He'd probably do something with other Borg characters just to keep them handy, kind of like the function similar to the title Thor, I think, where he would have, I think is, I don't know what the Borg look like in Star Trek Next Generation as far as Heroclix is concerned. So perhaps we get like a thing that either makes Borgs or brings them to you, like the Asgardians, maybe heal Borg, and possibly an ultimate that lets you move all Borgs for all your Borg characters for free, like just super Borgy. I mean, it's not super in the character of it, but whatever. Yeah, or maybe even Federation characters in a certain area take an action token, or something. Non-Borg characters get an action token.
It's an assimilation token. They would get an assimilation token. So the Borg character hits, and then you would be able to assimilate that character, and they become friendly to your force after 4 assimilation tokens are placed on their card.
Okay.
Something
and
like
then we'll have Locutus actually accelerate that.
Yeah, or something to that effect.
We'll see. I mean, that depends on what the Borg are going to do.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Let's
we have to make a lot of base assumptions as it is. But I also, just his negative would be all Borg get an action token after he dies. Just the Borg. They all get an action token, and that's it. And make him a high point title character. Whatever. I'm cool with that. All right, Aiden, you got excited on mine. You kind of jumped aboard there.
I did.
Are you good with Locutus of the Borg?
I never thought of him as being a titled character, only because I would assume that if they were going to do primes, which I've heard they were going to do primes in this next set, that he would have been the super rare prime after Picard.
So what you're saying is WizKids currently has a prime directive? I think Aiden's about to murder me.
I'm going to chalk this up to the fact that you went to the very late, got up very early, and that you've probably still some of the alcohol you consumed in your body. No. It would make sense. Now, this is getting back to the exact opposite of what we just said. A title character Picard and a title character Locutus would be neat. That being said, I don't want to step on yours. I'm going to pick somebody else. Okay. Again, if I ran the zoo, a Justice League Unlimited set would have the Martian Manhunter as the title character.
Fair.
He would have something where he would have shape change, and he would get the plot point every time he activated it. He would have, various things about leadership and being in contact with the team. And then, I guess, a negative effect to the assumption of him, what happens when he dies? The team falls apart when he dies, so maybe, -2 to your rolls or something like that, or, your actions or something like that. And then, of course, make him a little bit higher pointed. Like, this is not a 100-point character. We're talking, probably 150.
Okay. Amber?
I'm going to keep going with my theme of designing characters. I'm going to make an Exiles title character, and we're going to have it be Blink because she's been the leader since the beginning, and have it very similar to the Magneto, where she can add to give everybody an attack and then take away to move people around. But then her big one would be bringing in an Exiles character, like the Star Trek guys.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's fair.
Basically, this is Blink in control of the Talus.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
But then, if she died, I feel like the negative should either be they can't use move and attack powers, or that might be too big, or maybe -2 to everybody's movement or something, that they're uncoordinated without having the Talus.
I mean, it would be situational if something like no Collins or no replacement of characters, because that's what basically they do in the Exiles.
That's
that when somebody dies.
That's a good one. So when she KOs, characters can't be replaced.
Characters who sideline active.
Yeah.
There it is.
Can't be sideline active.
Emily!
I don't know enough about comics.
What would you like to see? Without giving it a comic book character, what would you like to see a title character be able to do?
Maybe some sort of healing,
Yeah, we don't have any of that.
Yeah. Something that, get a plot point for, you got them for attacking, but yeah, I would say -2 and heal a click or something to help keep yourself alive. Maybe that would be nice on a Wolverine, because I can picture him with healing.
Alright. Okay. The next question was to make a 300 400 point team with a title character, but we're running out of daylight, so we kind of got to move this along. So unfortunately, we have to skip team making once, Malcolm. My bad. Alright. Next up, what Heroclix, and I'm kind of paraphrasing on this one, would you fight to the death before you gave up? And I don't think I've actually been able to cling on to anything that long anymore. I'm no longer super attached to figures as I used to, though I still seem to have my Iron Slayer, and he doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. So, yeah, I'll say Iron Slayer. Oh, no, you know what? The Pacific Rim guys.
Yeah.
They're the Golden Age guys that are never leaving me. Aiden?
Oh, my God.
All of Aiden's, because he's a hoarder.
I have a problem. I never pulled him. I bought him off of Glenn. I got the original Kingdom Come Superman. And it's the pose where he's kind of flying there and he's got the cape going in the back. I love that piece. I mean, and I've used him. He's probably one that I would never give up. There's a couple of them. There's probably about 10. That and the Scarlet Witch for the Fast Forces from Chaos War, because that was a fucking awesome piece. Sorry.
Never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give it up. Amber?
I have to admit that I totally misunderstood when you first read the question. we were just like, which Heroclix piece would you fight to the death? And I was like, I don't want to fight comic book characters. I don't have powers.
Howard the Duck? Aunt May?
Now, would you fight 100 Howard the Duck-sized Hulks, or one Hulk-sized Howard the Duck?
Oh.
All right, Amber, what Heroclix are we never going to pry out of your hands?
Even though I probably should let go at this point, the Dark Phoenix Jean Grey.
That's fair.
The original convention exclusive, because I want it.
It takes up
I was
so
like
much space
18,
in my house.
But I want it. For reference, I'm 32 now.
Emily, I'm guessing yours is Sam Cap.
I'm going with the Sunfire Chase because
Oh, God, yes.
the heck out of that.
She did love the hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
Emily is, if there's one thing I can say Emily is really good at, it's I'm going to take a figure all the way to retirement.
I'm going to stick with what I know, and
I'm going to make that little engine guy work.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she, my God, did she make that Sunfire work? Oh man.
Yeah.
Or at least, put it to work. All right, next up. The Heroclix that keep coming back, and no matter how many times you trade or give it away, how many copies do you have of this one? All right. I am currently sitting at about a dozen Jakars, I think, from Avengers Infinity. That's currently my Heroclix cancer. We want to go through Kingston on that one.
Yeah, no.
Aiden.
That just keeps on coming back to me.
Yeah.
And I still...
No matter how many times you get rid of it.
Okay. I went to a store closing that was selling all their Heroclix, and I bought, I think it was for WK or Provincials or something like that. It was that con exclusive Mephisto.
Oh, the one that looked like a big fat bulbous red thing?
And I'm like, I just got this. I'll just donate it for prize support, whatever. Everything. And then we came to Nationals, and they were handing them out, and I got it again, and I'm like, really? I won't swear on that one. But it was like, really? Do I have to get... That and the title Harley Quinn. I ended up with like 4 or 5 of her at some point in time because I kept on going all these steel WKOs.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, okay, I'm just giving him. And I gave one to Devin, and then he pulled one in the next pack. So I'm like,
okay, I don't have one. He's actually trading it to me. So
thank God. It's like herpes, it needs to go around. Stop it.
Amber.
Kree Supreme Intelligence.
No, but here's the thing. We stopped getting them when they were worth money.
Yes, but before that, we went through at least, and I'm not even exaggerating, at least a dozen, because we kept winning them and then being handed them by people. Like, we were giving them away as prizes because, like, at provincials and stuff, because we ended up with so many of them.
It was ridiculous.
And then we thought we were done with them. And then I won a side tournament from Canadian Nationals 2 years ago, and my top prize was another set. So I got another Skull Ship and another Kree Supreme Intelligence, and then Doctor Strange and the Felix Faust. And I was like, I've already had so many of these.
God damn it, just get
Yeah, I acquired so many Felix Fausts over his lifespan, and I didn't want a single one of them. Emily.
I'm gonna say, what was the top 8 prize of the last WK? Was it War Machine? I think I have like 4 or 5. Like,
Oh wow!
That one. I have this pile of War Machines.
I have this pile of top 4 prizes from all these WKOs.
Top eight. Yeah, I should probably donate a few of those to surprising for a store.
Might take you up on that for provincials if I want extra prizes.
Yeah, give him to Jay. Shut him up. Alright, the Heroclix that you want the most, but can never get. What's your white whale? Up until today, it was Lockjaw. I just couldn't seem to get my hands on that guy. Yeah. Eden?
I am trying to think of I have all the super rare colossals except for Eternity, and everybody around me was pulling this thing, and it was like, really? It's not that I want it, but it was just funny. It's just funny. But if it's a want, I don't know. I don't know, because it's just.
I think I broke Aiden.
Yeah, I can't think of, because it's like I can get them if I want them, but I don't want to pay for them, so I resign myself to not wanting them. But it's like the Arthur Curry from the Justice League set that was the prizing from the Starro event, and it's the Aquaman with the thing on his face.
Yeah.
It's like, that thing is like less than $3, and it would complete the set for me, but I don't have it, and it's like, it's not something that's bothering me, and it's not something that I'm like going to seek out, I guess is the answer.
All right. I'm going to readdress my answer because I just realized there was a figure that dodged me for a longer time than the Lockjaw, and that was WizKid. The super rare prime WizKid from Deadpool dodged me until this weekend.
What?
Yeah. I didn't have him until this weekend.
I've had him like a year and a half. You didn't tell me that.
I told you this several times.
Okay, then I'm ignoring you.
You do this. You do ignore me.
I do.
Also, the Pirate Deadpool from that set.
Yeah.
Amber.
Well, anybody that knows me knows what this is.
I swear it's a myth, Amber. It doesn't exist.
Oh my
I've
God.
seen pictures of it. People own it.
What's this?
And I don't.
You're killing Aiden. What is it?
Before Heroclix actually launched, they gave out promo figures from the set and
At like a toy fair.
at the New York 2002 Toy Fair.
Yeah.
And they gave out Daredevil, Hulk, Superman, Batman, and Wolverine. And the problem is, and Spider-Man. All of the other figures are just the veterans of what you get in the boosters. But for whatever reason, the Wolverine one has a different paint job, and it's not the veteran from the set. So there is technically still a Wolverine out there from Heroclix that I don't own, and I don't like considering it because it's just the same dial, point number, and collector number as the veteran, but he's in black suit, and jackasses on the internet say that I don't have all the Wolverines because I don't have that one.
I still think it's a myth. Emily?
For me, it's a lot of times it's chases, because I'm not one that like buys bricks in cases. I pretty much just play sealed and pre-releases and borrow a lot of the stuff that I have. So, but one of them that I really wanted that I didn't manage to pull or wouldn't spend the money for because it's very expensive was Beta Ray Bill. I really wanted him, and I haven't managed to get my hands on him yet. So.
Well, he is available for borrow now. Because I have acquired one.
Awesome.
All right, we'll move on to the next question, though we are about to stop at a Tim Hortons. So we have talked about our white whales. The one Heroclix that you didn't want to trade but finally did, and what did you get in exchange for that Heroclix? Oh, I got nothing I'm that attached to, I don't think. Heck, there was a point where like I took my Golden Age stuff and said, does anybody actually want these ones that I'm about to get rid of? And then nobody got to me on them, so alright. Aiden? The one you traded, but you really didn't want to. You're a hoarder.
No. Where there, you know what? It's a terrible thing to say, but when we did the World's Finest, and I opened up my, like, people were pulling, like, God packs. Like, Rory pulled a God pack of that, and there were people like, oh, I've got this chase, I've got this chase. I got one chase out of the, like, 3 bricks that I bought, and it was the Batman chase. I got Wonder Woman for it, but to me, it was like, oh, I should have really... Batman, I mean, I'm not begrudging Chris or anything like that, but that's really kind of the one where it's like, I haven't really played with him yet. I'll trade him if I played with him, but I didn't even play with him, so it was like...
Chris is the biggest Batman fan I know. So.
Oh, he lives and dreams Batman, I think.
Yeah. He's got a tattoo.
Yeah.
Amber...
Okay, I didn't even do the trade, but I didn't want this trade to happen, was that one of our local guys offered to trade Jason King Thor for the Vampire Wolverine, and I begged him not to do it for me. I didn't want him to do it. It took him forever to get his King Thor back.
And what did I say when I got the King Thor back?
That you got the King Thor
Hey, Amber, I got the King Thor back.
I told him not to do the trade.
She didn't even give a crap about the King Thor. That's not even answering the question, right?
I don't understand. Did you get the King Thor for the Wolverine?
No, we got the Wolverine for the King Thor.
Oh, well, shit. Why did you complain? Why are you complaining?
I'm not.
No, I'm talking to her.
Because I didn't want him to do it.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, well, somebody in the States was offering that trade.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, but like the King Thor's, I'm like, I don't really know. Like, yeah, the Wolverine's a con exclusive, but like, I can wait on him. And then one of our buddies was like, oh, I'll do that trade instantly. And Jason's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, no, don't. I'm like, I'll find another way to get the Wolverine. Like, just don't give up the King Thor. Like, it was a brand new change.
She's also not mentioning how much she pouted about the Battle Royale. She lost the Vampire Wolverine.
Okay, but that's fair.
And I just wanted to make her feel better. She's so angry. She's so angry about me trying to make her feel better.
Emily, what do you think?
She wouldn't let me make her feel better, guys.
Mine's a similar story. It's a trade that I wish hadn't happened that I didn't trade away. I typically don't keep anything that's golden, and normally I don't care if it's retired if it goes, but there's a handful of pieces that I wanted to keep for the off chance that I played in some golden age competitive event at one of the things we go to. And what was traded away was the rocket, the prob not prob guy.
Oh, prob not prob rocket.
Yeah, I'm still upset over that one.
What's that one from? I'm sorry.
That's the Guardians of the Galaxy one that could see over elevated and
that thing.
a re-roll target, a dice roll, and that dice roll could be like shape change or super senses or an attack.
I'm really upset about this one.
Yeah, because that rocket was amazing. I love that trash panda.
Tiny, didn't he?
Yeah, he was tiny. He was tiny. He was also a police officer. All right. Oh, it's a great noise coming out of my face. All right. Okay. We got two more on these white whale questions, and then okay, actually, just one more, and then a call to action on that one. The Heroclix that you thought you will never get, but found it by opening a booster. Lucky pull. Well, when me and Amber pulled a white rabbit in our Trinity War,
Yeah.
I was like, I figured, like, Ultra Chases I immediately give up on. Like, I just don't care. And we actually pulled the white rabbit. I was like, okay, cool, awesome. Aiden?
That's a single figure in a single booster?
Is that, like, problematic for you?
No.
Okay, cool.
I thought I would never get it, and I got it. I think it was... I bought a couple of boosters at this store. No, that was a brick, so I don't think it's really...
Well, what was the figure first?
Okay, I pulled the Prime Dr. Spectrum.
Ah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
In the Guardians of the Galaxy from a brick. And I had never seen... Everybody else would pull these super rare primes, but it was like, oh, I'm just never going to get one. And he would be cool to have, because I like the Squadron Just Beam. But I got him, and it was like, oh, okay, sure. And I was like, I'm sitting there, and I'm still kind of stunned that it happened. Another one was, and this was a duplicate brick thing. It was the world's finest, and I got the super rare prime Harley Quinn and like 2 of the 3 bricks that I purchased for that because I was obsessed with getting fucking ID cards. And
yeah, we had a problem for that.
We had a big.
Not only did we have a problem, we had a race.
Oh, we did. And no one won that race. Nobody won.
I won, but nobody won.
Yeah. So that was that, and that I guess that would be it.
All right, Amber.
I kind of have 2.
All right.
But the first one was that there was a time when Heroclix had come back and we weren't really playing, we were just getting back into it. So there was a bunch of sets that we didn't buy like bricks of, and we had to find like single boosters of it.
Yep.
So, and we really got into the Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man featuring magical poofty poof.
Yeah, so we, like, every so often we go into our comic shop and we buy buy a booster or whatever. We picked up a random booster off the shelf and pulled the super rare Prime Hobgoblin. And, like, that was one of the one figures from the set that Jason really, really wanted. And he was like, oh my god, I got the super rare! And then, I think the other one, and I don't really know if this is gonna count, but it's kind of a funny story anyways. There was a brick left at our store of, I believe, Deadpool. And everybody was like, okay, well, they're selling off this brick for cheap, and everybody has everything from the set, whatever, like, it's been a while, so how about we all chip in whatever for this brick?
I remember this story.
And then they're like, okay, so before we open it, everybody say their biggest want from the set, and if we open it, you get it. So we're looking at, me and Jason are looking at each other, it's like, we've pretty much completed the set other than the chases, which were the zombies. And we're like, we're not gonna chase zombies. So we're like, okay, well, you know, the one figure that we really want from the set is the zombie Green Goblin. First booster opens up zombie Green Goblin. All right, here you guys go. It's like, we just pitched in like 20 bucks for a brick and got the chase zombie.
You know, that's one of the, Green Goblin's one of my more quiet favorite villains. Like, I really like the guy, and I do try to throw him on whatever team I possibly can. You know, Goblin King was part of my team, so. Emily?
I have two as well.
Oh boy.
My first one is, so I don't often look at a set and say, like, can pick out immediately what pieces I want until I can really see what they do. But I knew, from the Turtle set, the Renatilli, Phasey, Proby.
Yep.
I managed to, yeah, I split one of the gravity feeds with somebody, and yeah, it was mine. So I was very happy to have pulled her. And my other one is a pre-release for Avengers Infinity, and I pulled the Groot, which I was...
Oh, jeez, that's so hot.
Super, super excited to have pulled that, and now I don't have to rely on borrowing for that figure.
I want to caveat onto mine, and I'm going to do the Avengers Defenders for pre-release that we did up at Warehouse, and we were all up in the attic. Everybody was like really kind of tied together, and I had picked.
Never going to forgive him for this.
Oh, you will never forget, because you wanted to. You could have leapt across those 4 tables and murdered me right then and there.
Only because of what one of the chases was.
No. I had the last 2 boosters, and I was judging it, so I'm like, I've got the last 2 boosters. Okay, yay.
We also mixed up all the boosters so that you didn't know where in the break they were coming from.
Yeah, as per the usual thing that we do. I opened up the one, it was the Rachel
Cole.
Yeah, her. I'm like, oh, cool, I've got this chase, and this is fantastic. And I handed Olivia the other booster, and she goes, okay, we'll open it up. And she goes, oh, you got the Hulk. I'm like, oh, that's great. And it was the Chase Hulk. And I'm like, I said, Jason, I've got the Chase. And knowing Jason and the Hulk, and it was just like,
I almost turned green and attacked Aiden to get this figure.
Like people like leaned further away lest the rage explode. So I guess that would have fallen under that.
Fair enough. All right. Now is your call to action, guys. Tell the your white whale right now, the one you're really looking for. What would you trade to get it right now? I got it. Nothing. What are you looking for right now? What would you trade for it?
Like, actively, I am not looking for really anything. I've got a list, but it's not like I'm like, I must have this figure. So I'm going to pass on that one.
Amber?
Do you want my firstborn child?
For
the Wolverine.
Which Wolverine?
The promo one.
The promo one, right. No, I take Alexis to wrestling. You can't do that.
And you can't split up the twins that come as a set.
Just because of how much I'm playing it, and I'm currently borrowing it all the time, the super rare Wolverine that I don't have right now, and I don't want to spend $100 for US.
You think $100 is all it's going to cost after this weekend?
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need one of those, but yeah, I'm not willing to.
The top 8 alone consisted of a dozen of that Wolverine.
Yeah.
I know. That was just one player.
Yeah. All right. This is questions on Giants and Colossals now. we're getting down to it. We're in the last 2 months of questions that he's got for us. The best and worst of... did PJ Bolin win Canadian Nationals?
Yeah.
All right. Yay, my
Congrats,
ginger brother.
PJ.
Yep. Congrats to PJ Bolin. Also a member of the Metal Lab for a period of time. So, haha, a Canadian won. No, not really. All right. Best and worst of Giants, or best and worst of Giants and Colossal. Oh, that's the actual best and worst Giants and Colossals.
Like, are we talking in total?
We're talking quality of figure in the game of Heroclix.
Okay.
In this case, best Carnage. I love Carnage, both in his 100-point and 10-point versions. He's so awesome and fun. And the worst, you know who you are, and you know, Whiz Kids, that I want another one. You give me my camo. You give them to me. You give me my green blob of poison. The one you gave me was trash. No more of your trash pandas.
When did you get a key? Oh, that was a Giants, like in the back of the thing before they knew what they were doing.
That was the old collector set.
Yes.
That was the last time we had camo.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not arguing with you.
You are agreeing.
Best of the worst. Best of the worst. Okay, the best Colossal in terms of, and this is not from maybe a gaming standpoint, it's just the fun shit that I was
Fun
able to,
factor is fun.
The Zombie Galactus.
Yeah.
The reason being is because it's got the monster keyword, and that Mole Man from, was it Galactic Guardians, that could mind control monsters and make them do like multiple actions and multi-target and stuff like that. That was pure fun. I enjoy that. I still have he's still in the box down in the basement. That was like my favorite $100 on Colossal that I'm ever gonna spend. Worst Colossal or Giant. Let's talk about the hot piece of flaming garbage that is Nebula. Because there is...
Speaking of trash pandas.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Bless it, Whiz Kids. Like, look at your source material. I mean, no. Just, no.
No.
No. That was like, look, I would have taken another Dune buggy remodel over that poor Nebula that did not need to be made.
Didn't get the Human Torch's buggy, so...
You know what? I didn't even know that, and that's disturbing.
Human Torch's Jeep or whatever it was. All right, Amber.
Fantastic car. Oh, wait. Embargo.
Well, I'm gonna say, and it still kind of holds up to this day, is that the Brainiac skull ship is still a fantastic figure for 400 points.
Quoting Tom Kerr.
Now that being said, at 200 points, goddamn.
That's not even what the 25 points you get for the city tokens.
So I'm still gonna. I'm never letting go of that skull ship.
That's
my
a
baby,
fair point.
man.
What's the worst?
I feel like there's something that like it's like a single base, but it's like a giant, and I'm like, oh my god, you're so bad. I want to say Champion Pool is a giant.
Champion Pool is a giant.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Champion Pool. 'Cause that's a really hard figure to play.
Emily.
My worst, I'm agreeing with Aiden on Nebula. I pulled her in a pre-release and she did nothing. And I'm going with Groot.
For best, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, Aiden. On a count of 3, the fun foul worst Colossal, like makes every game unfun. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Zero the Tester.
Oh my god, that was like you sat down, and what's worse is is it like the common Robin from like Icons that can stop his testing?
Yeah.
It's like something like that or something.
There's some really obscure figure, like you could, if you know somebody's bringing Zura the Tester, you can bring that figure, and then, what's that?
So didn't you do that to Nuno? You knew he was bringing Zira the Tester, and you're like, I have one.
Nuno doesn't own Zira the Tester, it was Joel.
It was Joel, okay.
Joel threatened, Ryan did, and I was like, that's fine, I passed all the tests.
Yeah.
kids that like, hey, I got this new colossal because my mother bought me a brick and it's a super booster and it's 0 on the tester, and the kids never played. And it's like, I don't know you, but I hate you. Because this is supposed to be fun, and it's not. Because for some reason you decided that you wanted to play with the figures that you bought.
All right. Anyway, that little tangent aside, best and worst looking of the Giants and Colossals. Now, I can't believe this one has stood the test of time as far as best looking, but the first ever convention exclusive Galactus was a thing of beauty. And that's because they had so much space to work with for painting. It was so big. Excuse me. If you actually look at the 3 different times they've released Galactus, it's gotten significantly smaller every time. The worst looking Colossal, that's the thing, Colossals are generally some of the best looking characters we've had as far as Heroclix is concerned.
I'm not gonna go with the giant girl wasp thing.
Oh, yeah, okay, let's, yeah. Oh, well, I mean,
that's not bad looking.
It's not bad looking. It's, I mean, it's punishable by death as a title character. Okay. We went extreme there. I don't know. I think we have to come to a consensus on this one because, as a general rule, I can't think of a really bad looking. The Frost Giants from the Uncanny X, or from Giant Size X-Men.
I love Frost.
I think they look like butts.
The original Apocalypse giant from the Giant Size X-Men. Yep. I did not like that sculpt. That is a sculpt from a comic book cover. And generally you can pull them off, but they could have done so much more with Apocalypse than just having Cyclops and Jean sitting in there. And that's probably one of my, oh, really? Did you just do that?
All right.
Well, do I get best looking? I get best looking still.
Yeah, you get best looking.
Okay. I like. That's really kind of a, like, they did a lot, like the Giganto from the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I liked that one. That was a nice
Galactic Guardians, yeah.
Galactic Guardians, excuse me. He was fun. Again, a mole man, phasing, teleport, quakey thingy.
Yeah.
I think it was the original ones, and he looked nice. But yes, the bigger they were, the nicer and the more detailed they were looking. It did help.
Okay.
I think the smaller they went, it was like, okay, so here's Giganta.
Oh yeah, I guess, you know, now that I think about it, the Giants, that Giants collector set, if you look back on that, because I keep thinking of just Colossals.
Well, yeah, his question was about Giants too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
There's some Giants that it was like, oh, this is really nice. There's some it was just like, huh?
This looks like butt.
It's like, oh, look, it's a giant thing.
Yeah. Amber?
For best, I think I'm actually gonna go with like the serpent because he was really cool looking.
Like I looked at it and said, I want a tattoo of that on my back.
Really good looking. Also, the old Master Mold that came from Giant Size X-Men was really cool looking too. Like that really captured. I mean, Master Mold isn't exactly an intricate looking character, but like that was really impressive to see across the board of this actual like giant Master Mold that just kept popping sentinels out at you. Worst looking, and this is actually more of like a personal nitpick and neurosis thing. I really, really don't like the Dark Phoenix Cyclops, and the entire reason I don't like it,
I know what she's gonna say.
He's not centered.
Oh, it's so hard to look at.
Not in the center of the flame, and it's so bad looking. Like it just. A lot of the times you look at it and you're like, there's something weird about that sculpt. And it takes you a moment to realize what it is. And it's because the little Cyclops that's in that flame is off to the side instead of being in the center of the figure. And the flame looks beautiful, but it's completely destroyed by the fact that Cyclops isn't centered.
All right. Emily?
I really like the way Devil Dino looks. I think he's cool.
Yes! My little baby Devil Dinosaur!
The one from the Spider-Man set?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And quickly, so we can pause?
Yeah, and quickly, my worst is, for me, I'm gonna say the one I like the best, like, it's Groot, because to me he doesn't look like what Groot.
Alright, so unfortunately we're now in the deep, dark parts of the night, so I apologize for the video quality you're gonna get on this one.
It's really the audio commentary you should be worried about.
Yeah, well, I mean, the audio commentary I'm constantly worried about, but that's most of the show. Oddly enough. So we just got our coffee, our Tim Hortons stop. I grabbed myself some Red Bull, Aiden grabbed himself a nice French vanilla, Amber grabbed herself a wonderful little sandwich at Tim Hortons, and Emily went to the washroom.
And I also thought that the guy's name who was serving at Tim Hortons' name was Quack, because my eyes were slightly tired, and that's what I read from the distance. It's Chase, for those of you paying attention at home.
How?
Don't even fucking ask.
Amber, we're just gonna put a language warning on this video.
Okay.
Alright.
We should have a t-shirt that has that on that.
Alright. So last question we asked was best and worst looking giants and colossals. Emily ended off with not liking Groot, the new Groot, because it is not the old Groot. Or sorry, it is the old Groot, not the new Groot.
Not the Groot I know.
Not the Groot she knows. So, his next question, favorite tricks you like to do when playing giants and colossals? Well, let me tell you, my favorite colossal trick is to have a colossal with a reasonable range, or at least really well place my colossal retaliator, and then a colossal retaliate on, let's say, another colossal or on a figure, and then immediately take an action to attack a colossal with my retaliator. I have scored many a colossal that way, let me tell you. Aiden, what is your favorite trick?
I'm going back to that whole mind control thing with the zombie Galactus. That was just, hey, I know, let's multi-attack, because he's power cosmic and he's Galactus. Oh, and then I'm going to mind control him to multi-attack again. Yeah, I had fun with that. And I was judging, and I made people cry.
Amber?
Because I chew my food.
Emily, while Amber finishes her mouthful.
I agree with Jason and his one, but I have another one too. I like the ones that can sidestep and carry the person behind them to the front, so you're getting like a massive movement up.
Yeah.
That's more than a sidestep.
Making effective use of the 2x2 base to get a little bit more than a sidestep out of a carry. Amber?
Now, this isn't like an in general colossal trick, but more of a specific trick with a very specific colossal, in that I've talked about this team before, but I have a fantastic team with Titano, and putting the Star Sapphire battery on him and the Star Sapphire sniper on him, because nobody expects Titano with a 13 range.
No,
and it's amazing. And then, of course, you have Lois Lane on there, so anytime Lois Lane moves, Titano gets to move for free. He can get across the entire board and shoot you in your starting area. And I loved watching people's faces when I did that.
That's pure evil.
Yeah, I love coming up with that team with you. Because Titano is one of those situations where, like, put Mystics, back when Mystics was unavoidable damage, on something with a really big dial, and the amount of work it's going to take to get that dial down, you might just die.
And he's got shape change, too.
Yeah.
My favorite team that I basically built the bare bones of that, and I was like, Jason, help me make this team work, because I know that there's something here, and I want to play it.
You were wasting your time with the yellow battery is the problem on that one.
Yeah.
I was like, didn't you say you wanted to do the Star Sapphires with this, Amber? Alright. Next up. Which giant and colossal in today's game is very good, but no one is playing it? Well, okay, I saw Starro be played this weekend, so I can't say Starro.
The whale?
Oh, a Maradroid. and not enough people are making effective use of the Ameridroid's ability to just move things regardless of whether or not he hits them. So yeah, I'm going to say Ameridroid.
I didn't see anybody use the wheel unless it was in seal.
Fair.
I like that idea.
Amber?
Well, I'm going to
Emily?
I feel like we're not seeing enough of the Wonder Woman.
The skyscraper.
I think she should be more, like, we're seeing her pop up occasionally, but I think there should be more of her.
Today, in fact, I played against one on a cosmic theme team. So as part of that theme team, Amber?
I'm surprised, and maybe it's just because, like, Dice hate me, but I'm surprised not more people are playing Chronos. Because that, like, free reroll if you miss by one, like, I don't know how many times this weekend I missed by one.
It's my drag name.
And then on top of that, he has Pra. So, like, more people should be playing him. He's good.
Why aren't you playing him, people?
What is wrong with you?
Shake fist.
All right, next up. Which giants and or colossals do you want Whiz Kids to make next, and why? I'm gonna get real close to the camera for this one. Camo. Camo. Maybe it's pronounced chemo, but camo. Oh, I'm gonna say it again. I don't know if you heard me. Camo. Aiden?
Okay, let's...
Wait. Camo.
Camo. Just get him the goddamn camo so he shuts up.
I'm not gonna shut up till I get it.
Yeah. He will find you. Okay, I'm gonna do a remake, and I'm gonna do a one that they've never done before.
I apologize for my crunching on the camera, by the way, guys.
It's late. It's like 9:45.
I'm eating nachos.
It is. I want the Atom Smasher again.
Okay.
From the
Back from the Giant Colossals?
Yes. I know a lot of people do, and I want him to have a similar to what's his name, Apache Chief, where he's got the Nukchuk thing where he can grow and get higher and bigger, because he does that in the books.
Okay.
And this one just kind of as it's the only one I think that I haven't seen them do, is the actual pet sentinel that Justin Seyfert actually had, that was all painted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like kind of thing. They hadn't done that one, and I was really kind of surprised that they haven't done that. And any kind of really, like, even as a single base, like just giant in the booster type thing. I guess maybe because we had so many sentinels. That's me.
Emily?
I
need to point back. I'm sorry. I apologize to Emily for interrupting her, but this is another kick in the pants. This is along his camo. When they were doing the Superman Wonder Woman, and they were doing the super boosters out of that, for anybody who reads Wonder Woman, Poseidon is a giant fish, and they didn't do that. They did all the other major gods in that storyline, but they didn't do that.
So we got Giganto.
No, we got the War Wheel.
No. We got Giganto. But we didn't get our giant Poseidon fish?
We got Giganto twice.
This is my disappointed face, WizKids. Amber?
So this is actually a newer thing, so it would be a while before it could make it into Heroclix, but I want the Time Eater, which is actually the bad guy for Exiles right now. And they haven't really explained what he is yet. We haven't gotten there, but he looks like a giant floating zombie Galactus head, and he is eating the multiple universe. And he's going world to world and eating the world. And they're like, well, it's not really erased yet. I can still tell it's there, but we can't access it, so he's just going around deleting worlds. But I really just want to see a giant zombie Galactus head on a base.
The deleter of worlds. Wrestling fans, you know what I'm talking about. Emily?
I don't
I know. I keep trying to get her to these. Like, there's got to be something.
Sometimes, like, there's something that pops up from a movie, or I can think of something, but yeah, when all the sets are coming out for movie sets, like, we're getting the things that I would know about.
I'm gonna answer for Emily then.
Okay.
Pacific Rim 2.
Oh my god! Did we see that together? Were you in the thing for that? Yeah, because they want the giant robots as colossals, and then the little scamper, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
As the as like a giant, but like can fit in the palm of its hand.
There. Question answered.
Chemo.
For Emily.
Chemo.
And Camo.
Chemo.
Want me to put another vote for Camo for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
vote for Camo.
And Time Eater. I want a Time Eater.
Time Eater too.
Nobody knows who that is, Amber.
We need to get on the Camo game.
There will be riots. We are good organizers.
I can riot. Just myself. One man riot. You should see my bedroom. All right. This is the last set of questions. This is it, Malcolm. And you're getting this in the dead of night. Like, this is running off of the car light. This is all we have the lighting for. All right. So, with the new Batman animated series coming out, what other TV shows, movies, or video games do you want WizKids to make next? I'm going for the Netflix series from Marvel because it's Marvel properties. It would be cool models, and I want the Bushmaster.
Oh god, yeah.
Hey, done.
You know what? We're going to go with the why in the hell aren't they announcing a Justice League Unlimited set that they could just animate not just a lot of the characters and their different
Iterations
takes on them. I want to say different takes because you can get another Gigant in the dress that doesn't wear underpants, and you can. She doesn't. It's true. It was said in a comic. I can't make this up.
Oh, you can make this up, eh?
Oh, I could, but I'm not. And stuff like that. And finally getting the Martian Manhunter to fill in the bloody team that we got in the animated series that just doesn't work out to a full, like, rounded number. Amber.
See, Malcolm, here's your downside. You said video game. I don't have to go with comics.
Oh no, I know what she's gonna say too. Oh my god.
I've answered this question many times.
Oh, boo.
But it could be so good. I want a Resident Evil universe set.
Did you hear that distant slamming noise? That was my eyes rolling back in my head.
Did you say a Resident Evil set?
Resident Evil.
For those of you who don't know what that is, Amber, please explain it.
Because Aiden is one of those people who don't know what that is.
Resident Evil is a long-running video game series. It has now been running for 22 years.
How did we let them get away with this?
I don't know. Hey, look on the bright side. They laid it like 54 years plus to get the Batman 66 going. So what the hell? Maybe in a couple of years.
And it would be really fun to do all of the humans that have survived throughout the series, as well as all of the monsters. So it would be a lot like having the Undead set with all of the monsters, but having some heroes to go with it. That would be along the lines of like your SHIELD agents and stuff, because they're just regular cops and special agents and stuff. So they'd have like enhancement and range combat expert and close combat expert and maybe some perplexer outwit, depending on the character. And then later on you do get other characters that start getting mutated as well, so then they can get some special powers, and I really think it would make a really cool set, and I want it.
I'm picturing the Chris Redfield and the three different, like the rookie, experienced, and veteran, and just the jackedness that he gets.
And then the rookie, and then the veteran has a special power to punch boulders.
Get swole. It's just called Get Swole.
To destroy blocking terrain.
So Emily, how are you doing?
What TV show or video game do you think would make some great HeroClix action?
I'm gonna go with video game, but it's one that has already been created, but it was before my time, so I didn't get to play it. And I'm gonna go with Street Fighter, because I loved to play Street Fighter in the arcade when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a lot of fun with that game, so I actually know these characters, and I would I would enjoy being able to play them with Clix, because I'm a newer player. I didn't get to play.
And they kind of sucked. The original Radiation, like there was like a couple that were really good.
How do you have such a hard time saying iteration?
I don't know. I'm concentrating on driving.
Aiden's poison word is iteration.
The trigger word. Shut up.
It's not even a trigger word. No, it's a word you can't say. It's blah, blah, blah.
It's another language.
So like Benedict Cumberbatch can't say penguins, Aiden can say iteration.
Iteration. If I say it slowly and don't think about it, iteration.
All right.
Penguin.
Tried to hear me say Thomas.
Okay. Now, we've come up with our TV show, movie, or video game sets, but you have to take a pick. What figure don't you want to see in that set?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a pretty fan. You know what? What were the names of the characters in Iron Fist from the Netflix series? The obnoxious brother and sister that he had to deal with.
Oh, right. I don't remember.
I don't remember their family name, but not them.
Yeah. It's like,
the Cheatums?
Is his name like Ward something?
Ward Meachums. The Meachums. Not the Meachums. No. They were obnoxious in the show. They accomplished nothing. No Meachums in my Netflix TV series set. Aiden.
See, the Justice League Unlimited is just a fun set, and I can't think of somebody you can't have. Okay,
Wonder Woman as a pig.
No, that needs to happen because they made a joke about that on the internet like, what, 3 years ago, and they had furry instead of flurry.
And that is why the internet deserves to be punished for it.
I think that they shouldn't make the Amazo because he does become really, really big, and I can see it just getting really super fucking annoying in the terms of the metagame for some strange reason that like he's got like the ability to like absorb and use every power around him multiple like at the same time type thing. So he's got like energy explosion, psychic blast, which you can't use together, but he can use it for some reason because he has absorbed it from whoever is standing beside him.
All right.
Because WizKids could do that and just screw us all over.
Amber, there's a right answer to yours.
All set.
There's a correct answer.
I'm going to say any character that showed up in the movies and not the video game.
That is the wrong answer. The correct answer, she's in Resident Evil 4, and she doesn't need to be...
But no!
The President's Daughter does not need to be a playable character in Heroclix.
No, she could be a bystander that Leon makes.
No! Why would Leon make... Why would he do that?
No. Leon make... Okay. No, it needs to be something stupid. Like, Leon gets to make something, but that has to give his opponent Ashley.
Perfect. Boom. All right, you've corrected me. I stand corrected.
Like the Leslie Evans, your opponent gets Ashley.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. Emily?
I don't know if my answer's gonna make any sense, but it's more of I couldn't get him to work personally when I played him, and I'm gonna say Ken. Like even though he's one of like the main, I could play Ryu fine, but I couldn't do the Ken side of it.
Ryu? Knockoffs? Never get made. You don't even... Not Dan? Like Dan, the actual in-game bad character they made intentionally bad. Ken gets the chop on your Street Fighter set, not Dan.
Yes.
Savage! Savage! Ouch!
The video link for you.
And I want to chase Sakura, by the way, in her set. In the Akuma...
I want the chases to be the reiteration of the movie versions.
Yes!
So you get like the Jean-Claude Van Damme version as like a chase.
Yes!
And then like the Kylie Minogue Cammy. Or like Raul Julia M. Bison.
Or what's her name from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh,
as
Ming Lang?
Ming Li as Chun-Li.
Oh, God.
You know, so many of those people found careers after that debacle. All right.
All their traits is, what are we doing here? If not part of a theme team, the opponent gets like +12 attack.
All right, so continuing on, I guess, with our homemade sets here, WizKids have been doing a better job of making characters work together. What trait or team ability do you want in this set? So in this set, of course...
I want to know what game he's playing.
Marvel Knights, I want some kind of team ability for them, finally. Although, you'd probably be boring and make them just Batman, even though none of those guys are stealthy. Except for maybe Daredevil.
Okay, so team ability given to a homemade set? I'm sorry, please repeat the question.
So our homemade set,
Yeah.
what team ability or, team
Trait.
functionality do you want in there?
So I'm using the Justice League. And with Justice League Unlimited, really you're a member? When building your force, really you're a member, but you don't have a speaking role, or something like that, where it's like you can use like any character from like the animated sets if they start doing more of them, which would make sense. And just like you can be on the team, and you don't count for or against theme or anything like that, so you can't get like any of the like he can't be used for theme props or something like that. So like all of a sudden, somebody's just there, like Robin. Robin was never in the Justice League, but all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna build a set with Robin and Superman and do something like that, and just be like, here's a character that just, why are you here?
All right. Amber? I think I know, but...
Well, there would be a few, but I think the easiest would be, two main abilities would be the stars.
Stars!
And the BSAA.
Yeah.
And the stars would essentially just be PD.
Uh-huh.
And BSAA would be shield.
Fair enough. Emily!
I don't know, I think I want to do something just like, not really like game, but like just on the name Street Fighter, and I'm picturing like a street fight in your head, and something about like being outnumbered, so if the other force has more characters than you, that you get some kind of helping each other more type bonus.
Kind of like, I think there's a Wolverine that got +1 attack for each character adjacent to them.
Yeah, that was the Days of Future Past Wolverine.
Yeah. Even like, what is it? Is it the Living Tribunal? That if you've got more characters on the force, it's for your turn, you get -1 action total or something like that.
Maybe.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a cool thing.
All right. I think this is it. We're just about there, guys. Just about there. I'm talking about the questions.
We're nowhere near home yet.
I don't even know where I am.
Oh, geez. Okay, we're about 3 more questions away.
Oh, that's not too bad.
All right. So we're still working on our homemade sets here.
I like this.
In this set, what subgroups do you want? So inside of your set, you gotta come up with some kind of subgroup in there. Okay. In the Shield, or in the Netflix Marvel set, Turk and Friends is the subgroup. Because Turk is a recurring character in every single series, or every single episode of the show, or every single series of the shows. And he's a super lame duck dude, but Turk and Friends needs to be its own little subgroup that has its own little effect, and they're all terrible guys that do something when they get hit that will just help you in the game, but ultimately, yeah, Turk and Friends, somehow, some kind of mechanic. Aiden?
Okay, so, playing off the WizKids' love of reusing sculpts multiple times, I would probably do something silly, like there'd be like Batman Brave and the Bold, or whatever that is, that new kids show that they have where like it's super silly.
Fantastic show.
It's also not on air anymore.
Anyway. But like something like that, because it's like, oh, Green, Black Manta, you're so crazy, or something like that, like Aquaman would say.
Yeah.
That would be kind of, I guess, a little fun joke. Maybe do like an A-B thing, where you have like the A was the Justice League Unlimited Aquaman, and the B was the Brave and the Bold one. For like 100 character set.
All right. Amber?
There actually isn't too much that could lend to a sub-theme, with the fact that, like, have a sub theme of all of the characters from Outbreak 1 and 2, because the cool thing about those was that it was a not necessarily canon multiplayer game where you're playing regular citizens in Raccoon and you have different campaigns that you're just trying to escape from the city alive. So it would be all of like the civilian characters from those games.
Emily?
I'm not sure, other than giving like I'm thinking like the Ken, the Ryu, the Chun-Li, like those type of people, something that like, I don't know, I picture them more as like an actual physical person than something from another place, like something that ties them together.
Are you familiar with the newer Street Fighter games?
No.
Okay, well in there's a character, are you familiar with Akuma?
The name, yes, but
Okay,
no.
like picture Ryu as the bad guy, basically, right? And that's the idea behind Akuma, but also that exists inside of Ryu. So there's like an evil Ryu form you can take in the newer games, right? So I was thinking along Street Fighter lines, just evil Ryu, evil Ken,
Yeah.
and who else? And like, there's also evil Sakura, who's like the little schoolgirl who idolizes Ryu, and something along those lines would probably be an interesting subgroup.
Forgive my lack of Street Fighter knowledge. Or more to the point, the source of this particular question, is it based more on like, okay, so if Emily were to do a Street Fighter, would it just be off of the original Street Fighter game?
I think that's what Emily's envisioning.
Okay, so there's been like multiple Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple Street Fighter ones.
Yeah, we could also just subgroup Street Fighter 3.
I was gonna say, like, there's like 3 or 4 other ones, right? In the original set, they did. I think they were the chases.
Mm-hmm.
They were like the mirror version.
There's Stone Zangief. That was a form you could take. There's Evil Ryu, who was in there, and there's like Alpha Bison or something like that.
Well, yeah, but they also did like there was okay, I'm gonna use Cammy. There was Cammy and like Mirror Cammy or something like that. Was that something? I don't know. I don't know anything about this. It's like
I don't know this. Okay. Yeah, and that would be like the championship edition where you get to play the same character eventually at the same time.
Again, not knowing the source and where they drew it from, I can't really fully comment. So that's why I'm asking.
Well, that's a fair thing as I try to find the last 2 questions here.
Okay.
Although, carrying on this set that you're making thing, what would be your chases in your set? Stick would be a chase. Who else would be a chase? I'd probably go with Luke Cage's father as a chase. I love the actor. It's a shame that he passed away. Who else? We could do... For Jessica Jones, I'd want a combat high Patsy Walker. Like when she started taking the drug in the show, a nuke's drug as it was. Even though I think she's now going to be the bad guy in season 3. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. And what was the other one? I'm going for a chase from each set. Lee Kung the Thunderer for Iron Fist, because in the show he didn't do anything, like and that means you can make anything. And he trained Iron Fist, so he's got to be some kind of good. All right. He also had a really deep booming voice, and I'd want that to be part of him. All right, sorry.
That's okay. Chases for the Justice League Unlimited.
All right, here's where I'll give you Pig Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And other animal versions.
Oh my God.
Oh, no!
No. You know the episode.
I know the one you're talking about.
Is it when Morgan turns them into kids?
Yes,
yes, that's the one.
Make them kids.
Yes.
And the demon has to be one of them.
Oh my God, a demon baby, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Amber, what would the chases in Resident Evil be?
They'd actually be the final bosses. So you have the original Tyrant, the Nemesis, Birkin, and...
Wesker?
Pardon?
Wesker?
Yeah, like Mutant Wesker from 5. Yeah, so basically you're big... But the thing with all of them would be like giant or colossal. Maybe like probably single base, but like they'd have the symbol of giant and colossal. And then if we could actually make colossals, I really kind of want the dinosaur from Resident Evil 6.
Emily?
I'm blanking on names of like the end people, like
Sagat,
levels.
Bison, Balrog,
Yeah.
and Vega.
Yeah, I'm blanking on those names. the names.
Final boss battles.
Final boss battle.
It was funny, I was talking to Emily earlier today, and she played against my team, so I kind of brought up the idea. It's like, I feel like my team felt like a boss battle.
Sure was.
All right. Now here's where reality's about to kick us in the nuts.
Oh.
In your mind, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is this set something that WizKids would make to some degree? Well, let me tell you, if they made that con exclusive Daredevil, if he went over a little better, I think we'd be sitting at about a 7-8 on mine. Now I'm saying maybe a 3 or 4 if we're lucky out of 10 on my set. Aiden?
I'm going to probably... Look, economically, it would make sense for them to follow up with a DC set for the Justice League Unlimited. Maybe not the next set, but the set thereafter, because I'm guessing that and anticipating that this Batman animated set that's coming out is going to do very, very well.
Yeah.
And so it's a high probability in my mind.
Yeah. I was going to say, once Batman the Animated Series is off of the shelves, and they realize people really like the sub-theme of Justice League Unlimited, yours is probably sitting at a 9.5, 10
Yeah.
out
I
of
would say
10.
yours is the most likely of all of ours.
Oh, yeah. Amber?
Honestly, I think it just had all of their video game property gravity feeds done better, we would have had a more likelihood of being able to get another video game set, but it's been a really long time, and I don't think those, like the Assassin's Creed and the Halo and the Gears of War, I don't think any of those actually sold well enough to be able to warrant them trying to get into making video game clicks again.
All right. And I'm gonna go on a tangent
I'm
after
gonna
you're
put
done.
it like out of 4.
A 4? Okay. And Emily?
I'm gonna go about it 2 because they've already had a Street Fighter set and I can't. Yeah.
Now, given their current trend to make all things modern, if they were to revisit Capcom and talk about it, do you think that you guys would see that number go up?
I think so, and I'm like, I know it's still kind of a niche market, but like if anybody paid attention to the like reaction that Capcom got at E3 this year, and they're actually going to be at San Diego Comic-Con next weekend with it, the Resident Evil 2 remake is something that has actually been highly anticipated for the last 3 years, but the common average people didn't even know it was happening, so they got really freaking surprised that it showed up at E3 this year, and it just passed its 20th birthday, so a lot of people are like, oh my god, Resident Evil 2 is being remade. So I think if they were to remake it, this would be the best time to do it because the Resident Evil hype is back up, but still, it's like, this is my pipe dream. This is like, if I could go to Capcom and be like, can I please have this license to do this? But there is actually, somebody kickstarted a Resident Evil 2 board game recently, and it went, and I think it's a company in London called Steamforge, and they make video games. And
Sorry, wrong way.
sorry, not video game, board games, and they got the license to do Resident Evil 2. So I don't know how guarded Capcom really is with their licensing. So
If it were
it
me,
all depends.
I'm like all over the place with the camera here.
that's
Go ahead.
fine. I don't care.
Well, no, I know you don't care, but the people watching probably give a bit. I apologize. You know, Amber, motion sickness warnings, please.
Yes. As a tangent to what Amber was saying about Capcom, hopefully getting more in bed with WizKids if they were to promote video games and what have you. Why did you say Mega Man?
What's that?
Why did you say Mega Man?
Do we want 3/4 of us talking about Capcom products?
No, I'm just surprised because I know you like Mega Man.
I know I like Mega Man, but here's the problem with Mega Man. Mega Man's a great property, but every game provides us with 8 bosses. We've had 7 Mega Man games.
Yeah.
And based on the WizKids product line and everything like that, it would be, every set would be, let's say, 16 figures, 8 bosses, and 8 different colored Mega Man. And do you know what the internet's going to say about that?
Right.
Oh my god, the sculptor you used on the Mega Man. Sorry, I hate all of you for that.
I was just going to suggest if they did it, they would just do one big main set, shut everybody up, and just do like a shifting focus thing. But hey, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. They'd still have to make 8 different Mega Man in the set.
Then
right?
you can argue that it's shifting focus. Anyway.
And personally, I 100% agree it should be shifting focus, Mega Man. I mean, if I could design a Mega Man set in my sleep.
I don't play the game, and I could probably do it.
Like, you don't even need special powers for a Mega Man set. Let's be brutally honest. Like, for the most part, you could make, like, if I just made Mega Man 1 as a set, Gutsman is super strength, so Mega Man with Gutsman powers has charged super strength.
Yeah.
And break through walls just for extra flavor because he has to pick up bricks to do it. Freeze-Man, Iceman, I can't remember what it was in the first game, but Incapacitate, Barrier for that. Mega Man gets the same things when he uses that power, and he changes that color. Bomb Man, we can do something neat like the Clock King. Or Anarchy level. I don't think we have to go to Anarchy levels. Something more akin to the Clock King is more likely. What else we got?
Fireman?
Yeah, Fireman was the last boss. Psychic Blast. Done. Like that, and that's just the first game. I think the first game only had 4 robot bosses, but then there's 4 robot bosses from Wily we could use, and then so we got 12 figures in that set. We'll do the 2 Wily bosses. Okay, this is a doable thing, but the problem is we're gonna have 4 Mega Mans that we have to put in this set because you have to represent Mega Man with the powers of the guys he beats. That's how Mega Man works.
And Rush. And the dog.
Well, Rush doesn't show up until Mega Man 3, so you got a couple sets to go off of. Yeah.
Malcolm is probably sitting there, this is not what I wanted.
Well, he's in Japan. This is exactly what he wanted.
He better
because 2 people just went for Capcom, and Capcom is a Japanese-based company.
And there's a Marvel vs. Capcom game, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So that's why people were really big on the Street Fighter set. It's like, oh yeah, Marvel vs. Street Fighter. That was a video game, right?
Oh, and that failed horribly.
What's that?
I said I think that failed horribly.
What's that? The video game or the Street?
I think the Street Fighter set went, but it didn't really hold up like a year later.
Well, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't hold up a year later. There's a fight for it to be modern, and WizKids said, "Sure, it's modern."
Damn, were those sculpts pretty?
Oh, damn! Yeah, those were some of the prettiest models I've ever seen WizKids make. Wow, yeah, we are definitely schmoozing by the Street Fighter because we're done with questions. That's it. We made it through all of us. Oh, jeez, and I slapped this thing, the camera around. Yeah, so Malcolm, thank you very much for providing us with some way of entertaining ourselves on our way to and from the event. And we'll probably just, do a quick video after this of our takeaways from the event. But Malcolm, we love you, buddy. And
thank you.
Sorry we didn't answer your questions sooner.
Said more. We've got nationals coming up next year, too.
Yeah.
We've got a trip to Worlds.
That's true. So we're sitting in the airport.